Hello, welcome to the Booktube Chicks Book Club. Tonight we are discussing The Escape Game by Tamara and Marissa Meyer. This was our book club pick for the month of May. So if you've never been to one of our live shows before, the way that it works is for the first couple of minutes, me and my co-host Kathleen are going to be doing our initial thoughts and ratings, spoiler free, for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then we will dive into spoiler discussion. So, Kat, if you want to go ahead and start while I share the link.
Yes. Hi, I'm Kathleen. My channel's For the Love of Books. Also, I'm on Instagram. That's pretty much it. Um, I liked this book. I actually really enjoyed it. Marissa Meyer is one of my auto buy authors. I love almost pretty much all of her books. So I was excited about this one. It's a little bit of mystery, it's a little bit of thriller, and it has this emphasis on escape rooms, which I really love. I love the heck out of escape rooms. I think they're a lot of fun. So I was very interested in the concept of like sort of like a murder mystery involving escape rooms. So I really liked this book. I did give it 4 stars. Um, I guess my one issue with the book is that it had a lot of characters, which is understandable because it is kind of like a game show sort of thing where different teams like different teams of teenagers, and they're the ones competing in these escape rooms for the ultimate prize. So there's several characters throughout the story. There's like the game master, the show hosts, and all different people that come together to make the show. So there are a lot of characters. So I did expect it, but to me, it just it got confusing because there was a lot of characters. So I felt like I had to keep going back and forth to try to figure out, okay, who's this person again? Because I don't remember. And I'm not someone who writes down notes, mostly because I get a lot of my reading done on my commute to work. So I'm always listening to the audiobook. And then occasionally I will also, when I am at home, I will read physically along with the audiobook, but I do get a bulk of my reading done with the audiobook. So I don't have the opportunity to just write down notes, especially write down the characters. So I did get lost with the amount of characters, but otherwise, I thought this book was fun to read. I liked all the game rooms. I like how how the authors were able to set up, like I could visualize the escape rooms, and she was very good about describing the escape rooms and how each of the different characters were work together to solve the different escape rooms. And then there's the whole murder mystery of this person who dies, and we had to figure out what happened and who and why and what and where and all the things. It is in itself sort of like like a little mystery game. So I did enjoy it. And so I gave it 4 stars. And if she does write a sequel, I am very excited to read it.
And my name is Chloe. You are on my channel. You can find me most active on Instagram at Brunette Bibliophile. I am the same where Marissa Meyer is an auto by author for me. The Lunar Chronicles is my one of my favorite series of all time. So I was very excited. Well, I'm always excited for anything Marissa Meyer releases. But I was very excited for this. It definitely gave me similar vibes to the Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. While I don't read a lot of mystery thrillers, the mysteries that I do read, I really like the puzzle aspect ones, which this is definitely one of those. It did make me want to go to an escape room, so I feel like we need to do that soon. Um, but I had a good time with it. I gave it 4 stars. Um, I ended up going between the audiobook and the ebook for this. I did have the e-arc from NetGalley, so I was kind of just going back and forth, especially towards the end. Um, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I do agree that there are a lot of characters, and something with the audiobook, which, like, I know this is expensive, but I feel like Marissa Meyer's publisher could afford it. Doing full cast narration because of how many characters there were. This book did have 2 narrators, but I think one was more of like the narrator for the show, and then the other person played the characters. Um, but yeah, overall, I had a good time. I read it over the course of a couple of days, and I'm really excited for us to discuss it. So at this point, we'll go ahead and go into spoiler territory, but I definitely think we're getting a sequel just based off of how this book ended, even if there hasn't been any like announcement or anything yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Just because of the way, and just because it is, I felt like the premise of the book with escape rooms, and they have like different seasons where the beginning of the book ended on the murder in season 4, and then the story
Mhm.
really picks up in season 5. I think there is a lot of story that she can tell by continuing doing like different seasons kind of thing, and not just her. I don't mean to we don't I definitely don't mean to exclude the other author, which is I believe Tamara Moss.
Mhm.
So I think that they have a lot of opportunity to create more stories by going into different seasons and having, new characters, and maybe doing another, maybe not necessarily a murder mystery every time, but doing some sort of like mystery or something that happens. And I think it would be a really cool series if they continue to do that.
I think that with some of the plot points that we still had, I guess, left open a little bit, such as problem is I can't remember any character's name except for Carter. Um, shoot, now I can't remember who I was thinking about.
I remember like half of them.
But I can't remember. There was a specific character that I was like, "Oh, yeah, that one." But now I
Who,
can't remember. I can't remember.
like, what did
Um,
they do?
okay, Beck. I think it was Beck.
Okay.
Um, who his family's like land was not
Yeah.
necessarily stolen, but I guess like
They got scammed.
yeah, they basically got scammed. It was a really shitty deal. Um, and he
But
was talking about going to where the I think it was a resort or a mansion or something is, which is the land. And I definitely think there could be more with that, especially if the I think the
oh
invitations that
yeah,
the
that's right. And it said that the um who was it? It said something about that they still believe that there's more buried treasure
yeah, and that they
on the
got an
land.
invitation from the guy who owns the land now, Victor
Right,
Kennedy.
Victor. Yeah.
Yes. Um, so I definitely think there could be more. At least one more book, I think would
That
be
would be
interesting.
cool to have like a sort of like a buried treasure um sequel. Yeah.
Yeah, especially because the shoot, what was I gonna say? Because the show has been canceled. So
Right.
how do we keep it going with the treasure map?
I
That would
mean,
be
just because the show is canceled, there's still a lot of like hype online, and it's possible they can even
yeah.
use like the what was that guy's name? The one, the not the game master, but the game master online who was helping them with the murder mystery.
Oh,
They can like stream it online, sort of thing, is what I'm going for.
yeah. It was the girl. I can't remember her
Oh,
name
right,
either.
right, yeah.
So actually let's stem off of that with the girl being the game master. Um there were so many red herrings and twists in this book. You read way more thrillers than me, so I don't know how you are about this, but I am a dummy when it comes to twists and things. I don't see a lot of things coming. So I felt that I was fooled. But I every time it was we had like almost an inkling, I was like, it can't be this easy.
I don't know if I want to say that I picked up on it, but I guess I wasn't surprised
Mhm.
by all the little plot twists. I was surprised that it was, I forgot the actress. I was
Oh,
surprised that she was in on it. I wasn't surprised that the game host, I think his name
mhm.
was Fitzy or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't surprised that he was in on it, but
Mhm.
the old actress who's the mother of I think Addie or whatever the name is.
Mhm.
I think that took me by surprise. I was like, oh, and her
That took me
motive.
by surprise too.
Yeah, and her motive made sense. Like an washed out actress wants to get back into the glamour life, and she was hoping that by getting this position that she would be thrust into the spotlight again, and then it got offered to somebody younger. I
Mhm.
could see this is very great motive for murder.
Yeah. So I was definitely, and she was like so unhinged at the end too, where I was like, is
Yeah, she
this
tried to
getting
kill
more?
she tried to kill her kid, and I was like, well, damn, like, geez, like I get it, but like let's calm down a little.
Yeah, that was it. The ending was just so crazy. My only problem that I had with the book, and it is kind of a me problem, is I just had a little bit of a tough time visualizing the escape rooms on a soundstage, just because they felt so elaborate that I was like, how could this all just be on a soundstage?
Right, yeah. Yeah, good. No, I I was able to more like visualize what they were doing, not necessarily like the surroundings or
Yeah.
what everything looked like, but I was able to see like what the different puzzles looked like and what they were doing,
Hmm.
which I did find it a lot of fun. I wonder if like the authors, like Marissa and Tamara, I wonder if they went together to a bunch of different escape rooms to try to get ideas, because that would be really cool.
That's what I want to know too, especially because like I'm always interested in how authors write together. Because sometimes you, if it's like a multiple perspective book, sometimes you can see it when like, okay, one author's writing this character and the other author's writing that character. But for me with this one, it felt pretty seamless. Like
Yeah,
I couldn't tell the difference in there being two writers.
yeah, I agree, and I think that maybe because it jumps perspectives, right? So
Mhm.
I think they each sometimes when one author is writing multiple characters, I feel like some authors don't have that talent where they're able to really distinguish everyone's voice. Um, and I think because there was two authors, maybe I don't know how. Again, we don't know how they wrote it together. If they each took a character, I think that they did a good job at differentiating the from in for me personally.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job differentiating the different voices, but
Mhm.
also I agree with you that the story felt very seamless. Like I didn't feel like I was reading two different authors.
Yeah. And it is in third person, so that might make it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with anything that Tamara Moss has written. But we do know, especially from the Lunar Chronicles, that Marissa Meyer has experience writing from different character
Yeah.
POVs. Um, but I'm not sure about Tamara Moss. Um, but it didn't feel disjointed to me at all, and
Yeah.
yeah, I overall I had a great time with this book. Just flipping through it, part of me wishes that I had read more of the ebook because of some of the visuals in it.
Yeah. I like that the chapter some of the chapters when they were doing like an escape room, they had like an image of what the escape room looked like. I thought that was fun.
Yeah. And this book is just so pretty, especially I wanted to make sure. I know people are saying sprayed edges are like too much, but like look how
Who
pretty these
says that?
are. I feel like people are getting like oversaturated with the sprayed edges, which is fair. Like
Nah.
for me, if it's like just a color, like yeah, sure, whatever. But like I don't think you can really tell on camera, but like these look pretty like lifelike in person.
I do think that everybody doing sprayed edges in a way is a little bit of a money grab because a lot of people are probably charging a little bit more to make
Mhm.
a special edition, which is just a sprayed edge. But I personally love sprayed edges, and if all books were sprayed edge, I'd be happy.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to make sure I got the first print run. So I got the sprayed edges with this one.
Yeah.
Um let's see. I'm like trying to go between my like neck alley review and between my little notes that I took here so I have stuff to talk about. Uh um, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? What thoughts do you have?
I don't know.
Same. I'm so bad about talking about books in book club when I don't have like questions and stuff, and that's on me. But I'm just like, I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. So can that be my whole stick? Is I was here for a good time, and I had
Yeah,
a
I
good
liked it. Yeah,
time.
yeah, I agree. It was a fun read. It was I I wish we could have seen like I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I enjoyed the story. I think the characters were fun. Them being in the YA age. Again, we talked about this before. I don't really we don't really read YA as much anymore. So the characters felt a little young, but otherwise, I had a great time reading this book. I thought it was fun. And again, I really like the concept of escape room. And
There was a lot of death for a YA.
yeah,
Which I mean, yeah, for a YA, like the Hunger Games is a thing that exists. But like there was at least 2 deaths that we for sure know of.
were you surprised that I don't know I can't remember like what other books Marissa Meyer has written, but that this was like a murder mystery thriller sort of book.
She's definitely been branching out into other genres.
Yeah, because she's known for her like sci-fi romance and
Yeah.
her retellings, her fairy tale retelling sort of thing.
So there's only one book of hers that I haven't read, and it's the sequel to Instant Karma.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's right. Instant
so
Karma too.
yeah, so she has now written in the sci-fi fairy tale retellings. She's written contemporary romance. She's written just regular like fantasy. Well, I don't know. Would you call Renegades fantasy? It's superheroes, but
I
it's modern.
know. I think that's more like
Supernatural? No.
no. I think that's more sci-fi
Okay.
fantasy.
We'll still call it sci-fi then.
Yeah.
She also has she has that graphic novel that we read last year.
Hmm.
That's a contemporary romance. And she has a contemporary middle grade. Now it's a series. I read the first book over a year ago. It was a Christmas themed book. Um, and then recently a sequel to it was announced. And she also co-writes that with somebody as well. Um, so she definitely is in a lot of different genres. I know she's been talking about on her social media that she is working on a Puss in Boots retelling.
Oh,
Um,
that's cute.
the Shrek lover in me is like, yes. Um, so like there's a lot of stuff that she has done and dipped her toes into. I don't know if you can see it. The top 2 shelves are all just Marissa Meyer stuff. So
Yeah, I like the when authors branch out or
mhm.
they don't just stick to one genre. They kind of dip their toes in other genres. And she's very good. I think I pretty much loved all of her books, most of her books. So
Sometimes it makes me nervous though, because like right now there's been a lot of I think it's actually toned down a little bit. There's been a lot of adult romance writers uh going to YA. And the problem that I have with that is I have not been enjoying the YAs as much. Like I will love their adult books and then I'll read their YA and I'll be like, it was fine. So but Marissa Meyer is one that I'm always happy to be able to turn to. There's only been one book of hers that I didn't like, and it
which
was
was
the sequel to Gilded.
oh
I think
okay.
I gave it 3 stars. I don't remember. Oh no, there's 2 books that I haven't read by her. I haven't read The House Saphir yet. That came out a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Will read it. I haven't read it yet.
Did
Need
he
to get
like
my
it?
I think so. I think it's Bluebeard. I have to look into that. Obviously, we need to read more Marissa Meyer.
Yeah.
And I wanna reread Instant Karma before I read the sequel.
I think Instant Karma was the one that I didn't love. I think I gave that 3. I want to say I gave it 3 stars. I don't remember. That's why I was never interested in reading the sequel.
I'll read the sequel. It's YA, but I'll still like it. I know I read Instant Karma and enjoyed that. I think I gave that 4 or 5 stars.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think fans of mystery books will like this one. Fans of like the like escape rooms or like puzzle mysteries will like this one. Um, if you like the Inheritance games, you should read this. If you like this book, you should read the Inheritance games, which the Inheritance games has like really expanded recently too. Um,
Yeah, she has like my god, she's like there's so many books now.
yeah, there's like the main trilogy, and then she has like a spin-off like duology, and
Yeah.
then there's a couple of like side books. I need to get caught up. I have all of them, I think, or like maybe
Yeah.
all except for like the most recent one. And I remember like I think all of those books for me were 4 stars because I'm pretty sure we read the first one for a booktube checks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I need to get on it. Obviously, I need to read more mysteries. See, like how you're a closeted romance girly, I think I might be a little bit of a closeted thriller girly.
uh,
Okay, so do we want to go ahead into final thoughts? We'll probably make it to 30 minutes.
yeah. Um yeah, this was a short I generally never know what to say in these live shows besides certain points. But I enjoyed this book. It was a fun little murder mystery thrown in with some teenagers doing escape rooms and trying to figure out who killed the girl at the beginning of the book. Um, I enjoyed it. I tend to enjoy most of Marissa Meyer's book. I think there was one book by her that I think I gave it 3 stars, but otherwise I loved all of her other books. I think she's a great author, and I'm gonna look into more of the books by Tamara Moss because again they wrote very seamless. Like I couldn't tell that I was reading by a book that was written by 2 different authors. So this was a fun read for me. So I definitely 4 stars. A lot of characters, but 4 stars. I think you're muted.
I had a point that I wanted to bring up before I went into my final thoughts. Like I thought about something else and now I can't even remember what it was. Okay, before I go into my final thoughts though, I'm going to pop up Desiree's comment here on the board. Desiree, you don't understand. She is in not one, but 2 romance book clubs now. I have gotten romance book clubs. So, yes, she's been reading a lot more romance. Now I
I
really
think was it last month? I think last month I read more romance than I read like the books I normally read.
yes, love it. Okay, I feel like I really had another point about this book and now oh, okay, I do remember. So, when I was starting this book, I was starting the audiobook while I was getting ready for BookNet Fest a couple of weeks ago. And I was in the lobby of the hotel and I had an earbud in and I was kind of I was paying attention, but I was also like paying attention to my surroundings. Um and I was actually confused at the beginning because I got confused thinking that Sierra, who's the sister of the dead girl, I got confused thinking that she was the dead girl and she was like back to life or something. So I confused myself a little bit, and then I had to, like, go back and, like, look at it again, and I was like, "Oh, wait, no, okay. This is
Yes.
what's happening. She has
Yes,
a
you're
sister, the sister is dead."
yeah, Alicia is the sister. She's the one who died. And she was the one having an affair with the old dude who was
Which I'm like,
married.
"Aren't
I
you a
don't know.
child?"
There's so many. And then he dies.
Yeah. And
Uh
there's another red herring because everybody was like, "Oh, it's this person." Meanwhile, the his wife was actually trying to, like, save the whole show.
yeah.
Man, this book had so many red herrings. Okay, so my final thoughts on this book are overall, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I agree that the writing is very seamless. So even though I haven't read anything by Tamara Moss and I have read from Marissa Meyer, I could not really tell a difference in the writing style. It was just very well done. Overall, I love the puzzle aspect of it. I am definitely looking forward to an unannounced sequel, but based off of how it ended, there's probably going to be a sequel.
I really hope they do.
I know. I feel like if you don't do a sequel, it's like, what was the point then?
Yeah.
Of having a little cliffhanger. It wasn't like an extreme cliffhanger, which is good. Not like Fourth Wing or other like crazy series, but it was just enough where I was like, oh, there's a little something, something there.
Yeah, but there were so many like little clues, like the fact that it was on an island that previously they told us that there's supposed to be more buried treasure on there, and then there's this super rich dude financing the whole thing. I mean, they have to do a sequel.
Was it an island or was it just like a large plot of land?
I thought it was an island, but it could be just a plot of land. I don't
I feel like it
remember.
was a large plot of land. Beck did
Okay.
not give me a private island vibes.
That's true. That's a good point.
But yeah, overall, I gave it 4 stars. I had a really good time with this book. And as always, I'm looking forward to other things that Marissa Meyer writes. And I think I'm going to look into Tamara Moss's books as well. So let's quickly talk about next month, which of course, actually, I need to double check and see what we're reading.
Isn't it the Vermilion Imperium?
That's what I was thinking too, but I wasn't sure because I didn't have the
book that is nowhere in Hillsborough County, Chloe. Let's pick more available books, Chloe.
Here's the thing. First of all, I gave you multiple choices. So
yeah, but well, now I know, but I never like look into like, oh, are they readily available? Because I figure they are.
Whose fault is that?
Yours. You chose it.
But you picked it out of the choices I gave you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, so in June we are going to be reading The Vermilion Emporium by Jamie Paxton. This is a book that I believe is a fantasy romance, or it's a fantasy with romance elements in it. It is a couple of years old at this point. I have read 2 contemporaries from Jamie Paxton before, and I really enjoyed them. So I'm really hoping to enjoy this one. I have had it on my TBR for a while now. So I'm very excited to finally be reading it. Our live show for this book is tentatively scheduled for June 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern on this channel. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Booktube Chicks for all information related to book club and to Pages and Pals, which we're going to talk about next. Pages and Pals is a monthly live read-in over on Kat's channel, which is linked in the description below, where we just have an hour of reading or productivity time. We're not reading anything specific. We're just reading whatever we're currently reading or whatever we feel like reading. And that is going to be on Friday, June 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And again, that'll be on Kat's channel, which is linked in the description below. And everything will be announced on our Instagram at Booktube Chicks next week when I post it. So thank you guys so much for joining us for our discussion of The Escape Game by Marissa Meyer and Tamara Moss. And we hope to see you next month when we discuss The Vermilion Emporium. Bye.